Welcome to Untold History. Today, in the fifth chapter of our Samurai and Blood series, we enter a new era in Japanese history. There will be no more grand battles or spectacular betrayals. Chaos has given way to order. And the protagonist will now be a silent old man who knew how to wait longer than anyone, Tokugawa Ieyasu. Today we'll see how this patient and calculating man founded the longest-running and most stable regime in Japanese history, the Edo Shogunate. Year 1603. Tokugawa Ieyasu is named shogun by Emperor Go-Yozei. He is 60 years old. He has waited a lifetime for this moment. And although on the outside it seems like a symbolic gesture, it is actually the final step in a monumental transformation. The divided and bloody Japan of the Sengoku era is dead. In its place, a new system is born. Centralized, stable, ironclad, the Bakufu. Tokugawa. But who is Ieyasu beyond the myth? He was born in 1543 to the Matsudaira clan, a minor family caught between two powers, the Oda and the Imagawa. He was handed over as a hostage at age 6, first to one and then to the other. From a young age, he learned to move among wolves, to be silent, to obey, to observe. His childhood was a lesson in forced diplomacy, in strategic silence. And it was that training, more than any sword, that made him the longest-lived and most successful statesman of his generation. In time, he allied himself with Nobunaga, then with Hideyoshi, always waiting, always accumulating power. And when the time came, at Sekigahara, he acted with surgical precision. As shogun, his priority was to ensure that no one could challenge his family. Therefore, he began a series of profound reforms. The most important, the restructuring of the feudal system. He distributed the lands among three types of daimyo. 1. The Fudai, their direct allies, received the most strategic fiefs. 2. The Tozama, the outsiders or defeated enemies, were relegated to peripheral areas. 3. Tokugawa family occupied the richest territories, such as Edo, which would become the political capital of the country. And he did the Sankan system kotai. All daimyo were required to live alternately for 1 year in their lands and the next in Edo. During their absence, they left their wives and children as hostages in the capital. It was a subtle but highly effective way of ensuring obedience. Social control deepened. For fixed classes were established: samurai, peasants, artisans, and merchants. No one could change class. No one could carry weapons without permission. The samurai became a bureaucratic caste, closer to the desk than the battlefield. The small, swampy city of Edo was transformed into a vast administrative center. Canals, roads, and castles were built. Power no longer resided in Kyoto or Osaka. It resided where the shogun lived, and where the hostages of all his rivals were held. Ieyasu also regulated religion. Although he had tolerated Christianity in his early years, he soon saw it as a threat. The presence of missionaries, ties to foreign powers, and armed Christian communities in the south raised his alarm. In 1614, he banned Christianity, expelled the missionaries, and ordered the persecution of converts. The isolation had begun. By 1605, Ieyasu officially relinquished the title of shogun and handed it over to his son, Hidetada. But it was a symbolic gesture. Ieyasu still ran things from behind the scenes. In Japan, he would be called Ogasho, the retired lord, but with total power. It was a masterstroke. It ensured dynastic continuity without exposing the heir to direct fire. Moreover, it showed that Tokugawa power did not depend on a single individual, but on a lasting family and political system. During the final years of his life, Ieyasu dedicated himself to ensuring stability. He oversaw the economy, expanded infrastructure, monitored the clans, and cemented marriage alliances. All without raising his voice, without wielding a sword. His legacy would not be one of fire, but of structure. He died in 1616 at the age of 73. He was buried in the majestic Nikko shrine, Tashogu, where he is still revered as a semi-divine figure. The peasant admired him. The samurai feared him. The merchant obeyed him. and the emperor had no choice but to submit to his command. With his death, the Edo period, also known as the Tokugawa period, officially began, a period that would last for more than 250 years. No internal wars. No foreign invasions. With an order as strict as it was effective, but also with profound consequences, especially for the outside world. And that's what we'll see in the final chapter. Thank you for joining us for this new episode of Untold History. If you enjoyed the content, we invite you to subscribe, leave your comments, and share it with those who love history as much as you do. We continue to reconstruct the past, one story at a time. See you next time.